Hello, good morning. Today I'm joined by my guest Carl Booth from All Services for You, and also Matt Kemp, the Executive Manager of Smart Choice Security. Good morning, chaps. How are you doing?
Hello.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning, David. How are you doing? You
Very
good?
well.
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good today.
Fantastic.
We're here to talk about something that keeps most property managers awake at night, namely how we're going to deal with our emergency call-outs, what is going to happen in terms of general maintenance that we need on our properties, and who's going to take care of it. And I think working, I mean, I've had the rare privilege of working in the property management industry for about 25 years. And dealing with contractors, getting jobs scheduled and done, and people that you can rely on, is probably the one theme of all of my years. It repeats itself. It's very hard to find reliable services that you can go to bed at night knowing that they're going to pick it up and it's going to be handled correctly. So I'm going to hand over to Carl for a second to just explain what it is that you guys do and the services that you offer.
Okay, thank you very much, David. Yes, well, welcome to All Services for You. Originally, we were a locksmith company back 11 years ago, and over the past 6 years, we've grown into a multi-trade company offering a wide variety of services. The most important thing about All Services for You is that we are 24/7, 7 days a week. We can reach all our emergency call-outs any time of the day, any time of the night for all our clients. We actually have our in-house call center, which is managed by our own in-house team. So all calls are directed through our system and then issued to all our technicians on site. Okay.
Fantastic. So in a basic sense, that covers. So you started out as locksmiths, but obviously that service range is now expanded. Is there anything you don't do?
Well, build a house.
It's easier to tell us what you don't do.
I was going to say DJing, but like Carl does part-time DJing. I'm in a band as well, so we can offer music as well. You know.
Exactly. Yeah, we can be your perfect wedding planners as well at the same time. No, but here at All Services for You, I think the key drive for us is that we are a company that listens to our clients and ensure that we deliver to our clients' requirements. And if there's a service that we do not do, we'll look into it and potentially we'll start offering that service. And that's how we're growing.
Yeah, we used to do. We were asked quite a bit for doing like decorating services recently. So we sort of, we sourced a decorator, and a few decorators are starting to help us. So that's another thing we're looking out. We're looking out to sort out our clients with if they want anything, a little bit oddball that, that's probably not a key service, but it's important, isn't it?
Yeah. So, absolutely. But in terms of sort of core services for you guys, it'll be locksmiths, plumbing, gas, electric, and those are the core. I mean, I guess in terms of 24-hour call-out services, it's anything that sparks or anything that leaks that we're worried about.
Yeah.
And that's what you guys have got covered as a very basic core, right?
Yeah. If you look at the foundation of all emergency call-outs for any business or even domestic user, it is going to be those main areas that we will definitely cover. I mean, that's how we're growing our business, because we know those are the areas that we need attention. Those are the areas that are the most frustration, especially for property managers, estate agents. I'm here at All Services for You. I think the key message that we do like to send to all our clients is that we want to be that silent partner who can take away those everyday annoyance and let us deal with it, while the estate agents or property management companies are out there sourcing new properties, new customers to put into their portfolios, while All Services for You, we're looking after all the dirty work, the hard work, the annoying work, the headaches.
The stuff we need to rely on, though, is really, really important. So I understand that the way that you guys work is that each of your clients are issued with a unique DDI number, so that all those inquiries can come through to you guys 24/7. How do we? Everybody has a different interpretation of what an emergency is, and particularly from a tenant's perspective, sometimes an emergency might not be something that you would say needs to be attended to tonight, but could wait till tomorrow, and vice versa. Sometimes it's hard to assess it. how do you guys triage the inquiries that come through?
That's a very good question, David. What we like to do with all our potential new clients, so we actually have what we call an onboarding meeting, where we actually find out their requirements. We sit down, gauge understanding, what type of works they're going to offer to us, and what level of service they're looking for us, maybe during the day or maybe during the night. Once we've understand their requirements, that is then passed down to our dispatch team, who are all trained and managed accordingly by the manager to ensure they are dealing with customers correctly and efficiently based on who they're calling from, maybe for my property management company, an estate agent, or a letting company.
And I understand that all of this is also backed by a CRM reports function that you can have there as well, because clearly everything that we do in terms of expenditure on behalf of a landlord, at some point we need to justify or at least have copies in the file to show that we've acted diligently.
Yeah,
I'm sure your reporting comes into its own at that point.
I mean, a great point you mentioned there for me, David. Yes, we actually have an online portal CRM system called TriOp. Now, every client gets a unique login details, and they will actually see all the jobs in real time. So whatever we see in our office, the client will see it for themselves as well. So not only will see the status of the job, they also get images of the job and any written service report of the job as well. And so actually, so if your clients want to use that as the part of their CRM system, they're more than happy to, because it is a limited access, but the access they do get are the most important information for their required to.
So for example, so if I was contacted by a property management company and they had some issues with some doors, and like, as we'll probably come on to later, I deal a lot with the smart locking side of things, which is the big thing in property management. What I would do is the first thing I tend to do is I want some pictures of your doors. Tell me what give me more information. We store the information on our TriOp system, and then after we've got that, potentially get an estimate out or a quote. I can then send it over to our dispatch team, who we then can get an engineer out to do the job. We order the parts, we do the job. If it's an emergency job, we just get it out there. At least we're forearmed that my technician then knows exactly what he's going into, what the tools he needs for that particular job.
It saves time and money, doesn't it? Because sometimes in the old days it used to take two call outs just to sort of even get near to fixing it, because you'd go out, assess what needs to be done, go away, get the parts, come back again. This way you stand a much better chance of kind of almost getting it right first time.
I mean, locksmith in particular is not an easy job. I mean, in the UK we've got hundreds of different types of doors. It's not like Europe, where a lot of it's standardized, or America, very standardized. We are very unique. So there's so many different types of locks on the doors, and it's just
Well, that's a fascinating topic. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I'm dying to talk to you about locks, particularly smart locks, because we read a lot about it in the sort of press in terms of what's coming next, and the controls that agents and landlords are going to have. I suppose maybe we'll introduce your side of things, which is Smart Choice Security. How does Smart Choice Security work with All Services for you?
Okay, so we came up with Smart Choice Security. I've been in the industry for 25 years in the lock industry. And talking to the directors, we came up with Smart Choice Security as a predominantly initially an e-commerce website that's selling locking products. So we have in excess of sort of 15,000 products where the common person can go on a website and buy a locking product, whatever that might be. Of course, we get a lot of emails from B2B companies saying, because the emphasis is on smart products, and we want to be there through their journey into smart products, because what we get is, I get phone calls, Matt, I hate keys are a nightmare. The check-in process is a nightmare. I've got to drive halfway across London to issue some keys. They're not there, they're late, their train's late, blah 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 blah. So the point is that the other side of the business is, I like to offer a complete smart package for them, a lot of property management. It doesn't even have to be property management. You know, we get offices. We you know, I work with schools, hotels. We're starting to do quite a few of the smaller hotels. So you know, they want to go keyless. So the savings with is clear. I mean, we're just doing a big project with a very large letting company up in Manchester, where we're actually their whole portfolio of managed properties. They own some of them they don't own, but they've talked to the clients and said, look, we're going to go keyless.
Yeah.
So we've come up with a solution where we have various different smart locks that work for various different locks, all under one app, because they don't want millions of apps. Because in the old days, you'd have to.
Can you hear that noise, Matt? That is the sound of 1,000 key cutters screaming all at once.
No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true, but you know, locks will never go away.
So take us through maybe for people that don't know what a smart lock is. I think you're right. You're starting to see them much more in hotels where they've got systems whereby if you've got their app on your phone, you can use your phone as your key card effectively to check in and to log into your room. You've also got Airbnbs, which are everywhere.
Probably some of our biggest clients are people who have got Airbnb, booking.com.
I bet. So take us through the basic functionality and maybe the most popular options that people are going for.
Well, I mean, in the old days, I was there at the beginning. I had darker hair than this, and we basically would put on a smart lock that was something we had to like physically program in as a supplier of the smart lock, and then you'd have like a management system on your computer where if you wanted to, you know, it's still available now. There's like plenty of management systems are out there where you've got to read and you have to you know, program it all in. But the easy way, and it's basically compacted into a mobile phone. It's basically we can put an electronic lock on your door. It's battery powered to fit whatever door. We then upload the app. You upload the app to your phone. You can then issue a physical a key code, an e-key, to the client that can be on a timed basis. So you can issue it, say a key code or a PIN code to a cleaner that only works for 1 hour a day, Monday to Friday, and it won't work on a Saturday. So you can issue a one-time code to the plumber that's coming in, and you don't really know him, but you can issue a key code to him that's going to work once he gets in the house. You can also open a door if you've got a bridge, a Wi-Fi bridge. A lot of the smart locks we fit, you can literally, the scenario is this. They've been to the races. You've got some smart locks on your door. You've got a smart lock on the front door if you're at Airbnb, and you're in Newmarket, for example, and your clients have gone racing. Well, they're going to have a lot of champagne, aren't they? You know, or they might have had a lot more champagne because they've lost £1,000 on the horse. And they come back and they're you know, they can't get in through a PIN code of any kind because they're absolutely hammered. And they could ring the management or the landlord. Now in the old days, they'd have to get out of bed, you know, or if they've lost a key or something's happened, well, it's a nightmare. So you could actually just go on an app, physically just open the door remotely, and wherever you are.
In order to do that, though, I'm presuming the lock in the actual apartment would need to be hooked up to Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So that
it would have to be hooked up to Wi-Fi. I mean, there are other ways of entry. There's fob entry. There's fingerprint entry. There's multiple ways of entry.
But keyless entry in general is the way forward. It's the next standard in security because it is that much more personal, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, the cost savings. I mean, typically you're looking at. I don't like to talk pricing, but typically to put a smart lock on your property, whether it be a wooden door or UPVC door, which we can cover, you know, you're looking at about sort of £5,500. But when you're looking at the savings you make, because you don't have to check in with that customer face to face. Your petrol costs, your time, you're waiting around. It's a no-brainer. That's why a lot of these the companies are coming to us. And then of course I work with Carl, because you know, Carl speaks to these a lot of these companies anyway. So we work together as a team. Carl's got a load of, you've put in a lot of smart locks. You've taught smart locks for a long time. And we have some really good installation teams as well. So we created an installation team with our partners. So we partner up with a lot of the brands, and we have I've got some very close relationships with some of the biggest smart lock brands in the UK. And then so we train our technicians up, and we just have this sort of spider web of installations around the UK which we can pull on to fit.
Well, that's a great segue, actually, because I wanted to talk about coverage, because everything I've heard from you guys, I'm thinking Carl can DJ, Matt's going to be able to, Matt's band.
I'm a chef as well, don't forget that.
He's a chef, he gets up at 5 a.m, he's a healthy man, he looks after himself. I've got respect for that, but I'm thinking everything sounds great. I could see myself using this. I can see applications of where it would get used, even if I just use you guys as an emergency call out for the times where I'm in bed. Occasionally I do sleep, or you know, bank holidays or whatever it may be, where traditionally we've all struggled. There isn't a lettings agent out there who doesn't sort of know the anxiety you get in terms of checking. You have to check your voicemails all the time over a weekend just to make sure nothing's flooding or nothing's leaking. So it'd be great to be able to have that peace of mind that somebody else is looking after it. So I love it. But what's the coverage like? So do you offer nationwide coverage, or are you only localized?
Well, I will go for it. Yeah, we cover predominantly London and the N25 region, and further afield. We also have coverage in Manchester, Birmingham, and Leeds, and in Bristol. And we are forever obviously growing now. Any new clients who do come on board and are in an area where we don't have a great coverage, but they potentially can pass us work, because we're such a reactive company, we will start putting people in that area as well, because of our network of our technicians we do work with can quite easily relocate and work in those particular areas. If it's like a guaranteed piece of work, like a planned piece of maintenance, we'll send someone out there to finish the job off for the client's request.
I've actually I actually got a call from a client who's got holiday homes on the Isle of Arran.
Right.
Now I did have to Google where that was, because I was like being a bit cocky and said, "Oh, that's next to Skye, isn't it?" And he went, "No." So it's wrong. And I said, "Okay." He says it's Glasgow, but like left.
Right.
So he was looking for 13. I think it was 13 smart locks to go in a place over there, and you know, we've got the contacts. So we've actually quoted him, and you know, we're hopefully going to go ahead with the job in the new year. So you know, so with our installation team, especially on the locking side of things,
very good coverage.
Excellent coverage. It's really good.
It is nationwide, our locksmith side.
Yeah, we've got. I don't think we would struggle with anywhere really. I mean, you know, it's good, and we're always bringing on new guys. You know, I mean, I'm guessing with all our subcontractors and people like that, we must have 150 people out there trusted. I mean, especially because I've been in the lock industry for 25 years, so I know a lot of the people. You know, and we're growing. Again, the plumbing team and electrician team, that's growing as well. Yeah, obviously it's a bit different because it's you know, it's a lot more training involved. You know,
well, it's great that you've got that flexibility as a company to sort of also identify where the need is, and perhaps instantly sort of look at devoting resources to that. And flexibility is important to clients, because I think one thing we understand from talking to estate agents up and down the country is no two agents are exactly alike. We all have slightly different teams, different ways of working.
Yeah, and that's why we do. That's why we do the onboarding meeting, because we know that you're going to be different from the estate agent or the property manager for across the road. We know you're going to have different requirements. Know you're going to have different needs, and it's all about working together and find out how we can work together going forward to ensure that we have a smooth transition from any customer work orders and the feedback from the work orders, the invoicing, the reports, the images, whatever the client requires. In regards to what they feedback from every job they're doing for them, we will try to implement it and pass it on to them as well. Hence the reason why we give the CRM access, because it's a great way for our clients to see the full true visibility of any work we're doing for them.
So
it sounded like a good advert there, Carl.
It was, but that was brilliant.
Could put some music over that.
Can we clip that bit, please? That's a bit really
a lot of it's regionalised. You know, we get like regionalised things. Like I found that recently, like in the letting agents sort of sector, Manchester, it's going crazy. Like I'm selling more smart locks up in Manchester, and we're fitting more smart locks in Manchester than anywhere else in the UK.
Because here in Manchester, we've been losing keys for longer than the rest. we know how to enjoy ourselves, all right?
Yeah. So, you know, too many Friday nights.
Keys do go missing. But keys are the unspoken nightmare of our industry as a whole is that all of us, and we've all got dirty secrets when it comes to keys. There are agents driving around in their cars right now with a glove box full of keys,
jailers'
no
key
labels
rings
on them. They have no idea what they match up to, but they've kept them just in case, right? Yeah. And we all dread getting that call of where's the key for this or where's that. And I think that this is a much better system. And over time, you probably end up having the odd incident here and there where you just need to change a lock because that's the only way to get around the situation of losing keys. With a smart lock, we're literally hitting reset and starting again, aren't we?
But there's the other thing as well that we recently did for the Home Security Month. I wrote a blog about we were speaking to a client. Carl was on the call, and that we were talking about key boxes with people like trusting. You know, an Airbnb is your house. You know what I mean? You're trusting your house with a stranger with your key who potentially could go and get it cut and then come back, even if it is in a key box. So, you know, there's the other side of the business where smart locks do seem to be the right way to go. I mean, a lot of people go, yeah, but what happens if it breaks? Well, they have key overrides anyway. So you could have a spare key, which you could leave with a trusted party as a backup.
Yeah.
But, you know, it just makes sense. And then also what we like to sell is a product that is functional. It has to have the functionality, but also reliability is really important as well, because the last thing I want to do is send a technician back to a product that's not going to work. Because we get a lot of companies come in and try and sell their products to us, so we do test them out, and if we do get any long-term issues with any of them, we just don't sell their products anymore. Simple as that.
And am I right in saying that you're in the top 3 e-commerce websites for smart safety products?
Has to be. If you Google Smart Choice Security, you know, we've only been live 3.5 years now, and we're growing. Our site's just growing and growing and growing. We're investing an awful lot into that. That's what we want to be. You know, it's not an easy thing to do, you know, but you know, we want to be there for people when we try and offer that service for people, just to be secure, really.
Exactly. Just coming back then to that sort of flexibility and the smooth service all the way from that bespoke onboarding that you do, Carl. The other thing is there's free registration, no contracts involved.
That's correct. Yeah, I mean,
how we use it as and when we need it. Absolute flexibility,
total flexibility. And the great thing about it is that we understand that there'll be times where there's no need for requirement. That's great. You use us when you need us. What we like to do as well is actually have a monthly review, just to ensure you are happy with the service, because sometimes we're always going to have a situation, because nothing in life is smooth. But it's always great to get good feedback from our clients. That's what we like to do every month as well. We're having some massive drives at the moment, especially coming to the cold part of of the year, we're offering all our clients discounted rates on their CP12s, also the ERCRs as well. We are now trying to roll out with the carbon dioxide legislation put in place for HMO properties. We're starting to drive that as well. We listen to our clients, and we try to give them the best prices possible. That's another thing about our business. Because our system is so sophisticated, each of our clients can get their actual prices bespoke based on the level of service they want to give us on a day-to-day basis. So you just want blanket wash everybody with one price. We'll listen to you and see how we can work with you going forward. That's the flexibility to what we have. We are a flexible company.
That's superb. And in terms of sort of almost after an ongoing care that you get, you get a dedicated account manager.
That's correct.
Single point of contact, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, she's not here with me today. I can see she's on the other side dealing with one of our clients at the moment. That's Sassy. She looks after all the administration side of the business. She'll be your point of contact going forward. And the great thing about being an account customer, because we take over 2,500 calls a week, and we're probably booking about 900 jobs. Every account customer is a priority customer. So we always put our account customers first before our domestic customers. Don't tell them that, please.
it sounds superb. And as they say, you know, you don't need to take their word for it.
Yeah.
They're booking almost 1,000 jobs a week, which is testament to the fact that it works. The people are relying on you in volume as well.
It's just in volume, and as I said before, because we're such a reactive company. I mean, I've just recently working with a letting company, a very, very large letting company, and they wanted loads of CP12s done, and because of the number of CP12s that were required, we just got someone else into the business to cover that area. So I was talking about flexibility in certain areas. We brought someone in to work on our behalf, is now working within the team, and now is looking after all of their CP12s. And the client loves that. They love the fact that we went out, listened, and responded and delivered.
So in terms of the ongoing cost for using the service, if I'm not using it and there's no
charge, there's no jobs being booked, so you get a phone call from me, say, "Are you okay there?" No, but honestly, you use us when we need it, because I know a lot of property management companies, letting agents, estate agents, they potentially might not go, no problem with their properties for a couple of weeks. We understand that. It's the nature of the business. But when the issue arises and they need that emergency company, all they need to do is drop us an email, call us on the dedicated number, and the team will respond and get someone out there as quick as possible.
And basically all the agent will then pay is for the actual job that's been done.
That's correct. There's no call out fee, nothing like that. All you pay for is the labor and the parts of the job. I mean, a lot of our clients actually give us a pre-authorization, because we know the worst thing to do is go to a site, see that it needs more work, then have to go away, then go back again, saving money. That's what we're here to do, save money. So we say to them,
I'm presuming in that onboarding call that we have,
yep,
we'll work out what the pre-authorized
authorization is as well.
What the cap is, if you like.
The cap,
say, like,
yeah,
don't
exactly.
spend any more than that.
And if we tend to find out it's going to be more than the actual pre-authorization, we will contact the office, but we'll contact the department or whoever who's in charge of that particular work order, get the authorization before we proceed. We do not proceed any work until we get full authorization, because I know it's happened before, not in our business, but I've heard some shocking stories where sent someone out, and next minute they've got a 10,000 bill sitting on their table. We will not do that. We will ensure that we'll contact you first before we proceed.
Sounds like a fantastic service. Thank you very much, guys, for spending the time with us today. And
no problems at all, David.
It's great, and I'm going to encourage many agents to sort of check it out, because I think actually this sort of spans one or two different things that are going on in the industry. We all have repair reporting solutions. Some of us want out of hours call service, where we get those emergency calls answered, and we all want somebody that's going to be able to take care of the actual job. And I think you guys bring all of that together under one roof. So to me, it's a great solution, and it takes care of three major pain points for an agent. So thank you very much.
No, thank you, David, for taking the time for us today. Really appreciate you having a chat with us today, and hopefully we'll see someone very soon.
Fantastic.
Cheers, David.